I want to make this video because ghosting is something that has hurt me a lot lately. It has affected my mental health to the point where I need to make a video unless I feel like all my pain was just erased, and I don't want to feel that. And I especially want to include other people who feel the same kind of way or have tried similar things. I want to talk about the consequences of this kind of behavior, and I especially want to talk about why we are treating ghosting as a thing that is a normal and acceptable thing to do. Just because you don't want to deal with someone, ghosting is for some reason a normal thing to do now. Um, we used to say that if you ask someone, my parents used to say that or many parents probably used to say that the worst thing you can receive is a no. But apparently, the worst thing you can receive is nothing. And I don't only talk about like asking a girl out, I'm generally talking about just talking with people in general. Like a few weeks ago, probably like a month ago now, I went to like a free like cinema event, like this very cute and like small like cinema, and we watched the video and the movie. And afterwards, I was like talking about like the place. I felt that the place was looked really cool and stuff, and I want to talk a bit about the movie. But instead of like the other people saying something, they just looked at me like I was doing something wrong, and I just didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with any more of that, so I just went home afterwards. But why is this kind of behavior so normalized now? That is what I wonder. So not that long ago, actually, my mom was like asking me, why don't you use like dating apps to meet new people or like meet new girls and stuff like that? And she asked very naively. She don't know about like this whole ghosting thing. And I think that speaks really loud words when you think about it. Because from my mom's perspective, this kind of behavior was something that was not seen at all. That is not something you did. You probably like texted someone and like said like I'll text you back later or something. Like it gave some kind of clarification on what you are going to do, or like why this couldn't last longer or something like that. But if you just talk about like the dating apps first here, for the past like 15 or even 20 years, ghosting is something that has been normalized on dating apps. And it's no wonder why. Most women get acceptable amount of likes and get so many like men that like them, while men get a very few amount of likes. So this kind of behavior is even like enforced on girls to do because they get so many matches. So it is impossible for them to like keep track of everyone. So essentially, they're gonna like get bored of someone, right? And who benefits from this kind of behavior? The dating app owners, the ones who made dating sites or dating apps, they receive all the money and all the glory from the desperate men trying to get matches. They use an amount of money to just get a bit of a bigger chance to get a date or get a match on dating sites. So why are we accepting this as a thing that is just okay? Like just a week ago, I talked to like one of my Japanese friends, and she said like 10% of all Japanese couples are from dating apps. And I'm not saying that it's impossible to get a match on a dating app. I mean, if you are really good looking, you have a great chance of meeting someone. But if you're not good looking and don't have money, your chances of like getting a match on a dating site, or even if you get a match, the chances of you meeting the girl is very low. So this kind of toxic relationship between two sexes, this kind of behavior spreads to other platforms too, and essentially the real world as well. So just to clarify, I'm not bashing women for ghosting men when they get so much attention. It's like enforced upon, I think. I'm criticizing the dating app's owner who enforces this kind of behavior. That is the main point I want to make here. But lately, what has hurt me is that these past 3 years, I've made so many great memories with so many people, and I used to be very close to some of these people, like really close. We used to be best buddies. But lately, a lot of these people have ghosted me for some reason. I used to be really close friends with this guy, and we even like hanged out this summer. But for some reason, every time I try to make like an effort trying to meet him, instead of like getting something back, he just ghosts me. When you have a really close friend that don't even try to like text back to you unless you really enforce that kind of behavior, like you put things at stake, then you get a response back. But if you don't do that, it just melts into nothing. And I don't mean to say that you have to text me back right away. You can text me back a few days later, that'll be fine. I don't really mind that. I mean, I'm fine if people don't have time that day, you know. It's fine to text me back a few days later. I don't mind that, you know. If you're busy or you don't have mentally energy to text me back, that's fine. You know, when my parents were probably not my age, but even younger, you know, they used to just have a phone at their parents' place. So, you know, they didn't have like this bell ringing all the time, you know. We can get messages all the time. So it's not wonder why people don't text back always right away. But when it's someone that you used to be really close to, and you don't even have the respect to text them back saying that you're busy, or like, I don't want to hang out, or whatever, like any excuse, I think that is truly toxic behavior, and I don't think that is something we should allow in our society. We have to ask ourselves, when are we gonna stand up to each other? And who are the people who are actually gonna benefit from this kind of behavior? Well, the people who sell you stuff. You know, dating apps, AI girlfriends, you know, any kind of like company that sells like relationships with people, you know. Why are we not criticizing these like companies for using people, especially people who are in a very mental bad state? Why are we allowing these people to benefit from this? I do not understand why. And I think it's time to change this kind of behavior and start to, you know, do this in a non-toxic way, because there's already so much misinformation, you know, like Trump and China and so forth, so on forth. But I don't think we need to allow companies to feed from our miserable selves. We should talk to each other, and we should stand upon each other and make some rules of the internet that all of us can benefit from, because this ghosting thing, no one benefits from this. It's just toxic and nobody can use it for anything. So I will try to brainstorm some things, because again, I don't want this pain that I have inside me to be, I want to use it for something. Like, I want to be creative and try to make something that can benefit everyone. At least for this video, if you want to talk, you can text me in the comments and I will gladly text you back. Or if you have a different opinion, or like some your own experiences, I guess that'll be the end of the video. Yeah, this is gonna be a bit awkward, but that's just how it is, man. That is just how it is. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and you know, and yeah, I don't know what to say there. Thank you so much for watching.